This morning, our chef on a shoestring is going kid-friendly. Tanya Steel is editor-in-chief of Epicurious.com, a site I spend a lot of time on getting recipes. Her new book, Real Food for Healthy Kids, is all about getting the family to sit down to dinner together. The challenge, of course, making a 3-course meal for 4 on our $40 budget and one that kids will eat. Someone here on our plaza is going to win a $100 dining gift certificate if they can guess what our chef spent within 25 cents. So keep an eye out for that. Tanya Steel, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
And I love the idea. You are really big on getting your kids involved in this meal.
That's right, because that way you're ensuring they're actually going to eat something that's healthy and delicious. If you empower them to help cook with you, then they're totally going to eat it.
They've got to invest in it. Okay, I'm going to play the part of the kid today, so I'll let you put me to work. We're making today creamed spinach.
That's right, skillet chicken cacciatore and a chocolate flecked angel cake.
I think I could eat it all. It works for me. But cream spinach, you're really going to get kids to eat cream spinach?
You are going to be very surprised.
Okay.
All right, so let's get to it. Okay. So we've got some chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs. Do you want to add a little bit of flour just to...
Here's my little flour, just a little dusting of it?
Exactly. You just put a couple tablespoons and then you just turn it around and that way it browns evenly.
Right.
A little pinch of salt. There you go. Okay. So what you do is you brown the chicken thighs. There, and these guys are browned right there.
Brown them in a little olive oil?
2 tablespoons of olive oil. Olive oil, kids love olive oil. It's good for them. Takes only 4 minutes altogether to brown that.
Quick is good too.
Exactly. And to make it a cacciatore, you got to have some mushrooms, some onions, and some bell peppers. Do you want to throw some of those guys in there?
Yep. And these are, I know my son loves bell peppers, so that's an easy thing to get a lot of kids to eat.
Exactly. And you know, they love them raw. And you can have dips in them, and Real Food for Healthy Kids, we have tons of dips with the vegetables. So what you do is you soften the vegetables. This takes a couple minutes, and then we're going to add some low sodium chicken broth. Always use low sodium with kids. They don't need extra salt.
Even with adults too, though, do we really need the extra salt?
Nobody needs extra salt.
Okay. So we can always go low sodium.
Exactly. And
so
then
we put in the chicken broth, and then this is the tomato.
Diced tomatoes. And these are great things to have in your pantry all the time for a family. Very inexpensive, loaded with nutrients and flavor.
Okay.
You cook this down, and then you add the brown chicken back in.
All right.
And then it only takes 10 minutes. So literally, this entire delicious dish will take about 25 minutes to cook for the entire family.
And that's the beauty of, for parents who are so busy these days, that we can get this done, a good healthy meal on the table for as long as it would take you to probably wait for the delivery guy.
That's exactly right. Or put the oven on for a frozen pizza. Here, I'm just going to dish you up a little bit of chicken.
It smells. I wish you could smell this because there's a chill in the air this morning.
Yes.
And this it smells like the perfect meal for today. It's warming me up already.
And here's some cream spinach. Now this, you know, I'm a huge cream spinach lover. I can't get enough of it, but it's so fattening. So this is a very light cream spinach. In fact, one serving is only 250 calories.
That's it. And so how are we lightening it and still without adding too much processed food?
You know what we're doing is here we're gonna. Do you want to add some cornstarch into the?
Sure. So the cornstarch goes
into the heavy
here.
cream. Yep. The way that we're lightening it is instead of using just heavy cream, we're using whole milk.
Okay.
So you're going to add some whole milk to the onions.
So we have some diced onions here.
Diced onions, flour, milk, and butter. And then you just
essential
add
butter, as my father will tell you. That's what you really need to cook with.
But you know, we only put 2 tablespoons, so it's actually not so bad.
So not too bad.
And then you just add some cooked spinach.
And this is just lightly steamed, the spinach?
Exactly.
Okay.
And you know, this is one of the dishes that is so good the next day, I have to say. You just cook this down, and that's what you get. Do you want to try some and tell me what you think?
I need to find a fork.
Here's a fork.
Okay, so we've got I'm trying it, but really the important thing is I know your sons, your 10-year-old sons, Will and Sager, have joined us this morning. You guys get to be the guinea pigs a lot, I would imagine, for your mom's meals.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
They actually have tasted every single recipe in Real Food for Healthy Kids, as have 80 kids around the country, from Maine to California, babies, college-age kids.
So they're all kid-approved, which is great. So do you guys actually like now? Will is in the blue, right? You guys are identical twins. It's rough on me. I can tell that you like the chicken.
I love chicken and spinach.
Okay, so these are foods that you guys like. Do you have other things in the book that you think that you request a lot from your mom?
There's one thing. My favorite is. It's not here, but it's called the whoopie pie.
Whoopie pies.
Those are the
mini whoopie pies in the book are fantastic.
That sounds great. I could go for whoopie pie, but how about
with Sanger with those pies? Because man, they taste better than regular pie.
That's a ringing endorsement from a kid, I have to say. You guys are eating, so you're eating right now, this is chocolate flecked angel food cake.
That's right. And you know, there's almost no fat in it. It's a great thing to make, and it's really easy, and it's so much fun to make with kids.
You're big on dessert too.
I am. What's life without dessert? But you know what? It's all about moderation and teaching kids about moderation.
Should you use dessert though as a tool to get them to eat their dinner? Because it always seems to me like that's a dangerous road to go down.
It is. You don't ever want to use food as a bribe or a punishment. You want to say, I expect you to eat your vegetables. These vegetables are delicious. Embrace vegetables and embrace dessert, but only have a little bit.
And I learned too, my mom said to me, and I try to do this with my son, I know that if you just put it out there and you don't give them the option, make them eat what you're eating, that's a great way to get your kids to eat healthy.
I think it's a horrible, horrible way to motivate children by having them eat cake this early in the morning.
It's terrible. Let's do a quick breakdown and see how we did when it came to the budget, because we know the food tastes great. But taking a look at the budget, I think we can break it down by the numbers for you here. Starting off with the cream spinach, of course. You got the spinach, the onion, cornstarch, and heavy cream. Spinach is going to be your priciest ingredient there. We take a look now, moving on, looking at the kitchen cacciatore, your main dish. I know that's coming up, but keep in mind we have the chicken thighs, which is really seem pretty reasonable to me. Reasonable, I have to say. Mushrooms, the onions, the bell peppers. We're gonna have a little bit of the diced tomatoes in there. Of course, that chicken broth, make sure it's low sodium. Some of the spices, the parsley, the garlic. And then we're looking at Chris's favorite course, the chocolate flecked angel food cake.
What chocolate flake angel food cake?
We even have some peaches in there. We have a little bit of fruit, which helps, which is the only thing left on Chris's plate right now. So totaling all of that up, remember, you have a $40 budget. Where did we come in? Came in at $38.57. I want to check in now with our friend Barbara in the crowd. Barbara's over here. Barbara, you're from Jackson, California, and you guessed
$29.75.
I hate to tell you that you didn't win, but the good news is we're going to have some parting gifts for you, because we really appreciate you coming down, being a part of the early show this morning. And of course, you've got a great recipe to take home with you too. I'm looking forward to taking the rest of this home with me. Not bad. Well, you got to get that from Chris, otherwise he's going to steal it from somebody.
He's got a bottle of root beer.
An empty one. This is great. Tanya Steel, such a pleasure to have you here. The book, again, real food for healthy kids, but it's also food that adults can eat. That's the important message.
For families.
All right. Tanya, thanks.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll have much more here on The Early Show on CBS.